pages and the tests. So we know that initially while we were writing the base pages, here we were doing this again and again. We were clicking using this in each element to click. Like here also we were using. So we need to clean this up. Like we are repeating this, right? So hence we will create another page for the this, just like we created a base test in which we had all the get driver, right? Sorry, before method and after method, we had this setup and tear down methods. So in the similar fashion, we will create a base page. So in this base page, we will do some utilities, right? So what we had done initially was just driving. We are just clicking it, right? So this is the base page. So it can, this base page will have like standard page actions which can be used for all for all the pages, right? So similarly here we were entering text over here, where we were creating yeah, in the home page, yeah, we were entering a text here, right? Driver dot get driver dot find element by, right, x path, or we were giving this element, right? So then we, what we did was, okay, so that we will give repeating, we were repeating here also, we were repeating. So enter text, we will create another thing. We created enter text here, driver dot get driver. Just ignore this one for now, this I did later on. And then send keys and str, we are passing str over here str, right? So that we are doing. Then we were also doing explicit wait. We were waiting for elements, right? Here I think we were waiting for elements. We created new WebDriver wait. We were waiting for that element to be clickable and to be present. So that also we can create another utility, which is element to wait for element to be clickable, wait for element to be present. Okay, and then nothing we changed. We just changed its uh, we changes expected conditions or element are to be clickable and in presence of element located. And we pass the by, because why by? Because by is here, you can see that in the locators. In the locators you can see we have this by, right? And this is the reference variable of that. So this by type of locator we are trying, okay? And this is we done. And here get title also, we are trying to get the title, so we can try to get any title from any page, right? So that's also we have done here, protected get page title. And why we have done protected? Because we want to extend this page to the classes. So we don't want test to call it, so protected will give it class level access. Okay. So it's a good practice to do the whatever we are repeating in this base page, right? So for all these elements to be clickable, we'll use inheritance. Inheritance, we'll use extends, and hence for all the these pages, we are using extend keyword, and we are using the base page. We're extending the base page. So all these can be accessed directly here, right? Just ignore this one for now, right? So yeah, and here note that we were returning get page title in the base page, okay? We were returning this. Now the string type is return, and whatever this is returning, right, we have to return that and to the main page, right? So similarly this one we have done. And I think get title, here also we should create one get title. Okay, it's already created, I think. Yeah, here we need to create, right? So this one we are done. So we are making these methods protected because we don't want the test class to be calling them from there. this main class, right? They can call it and try to call it, create an object, and they can try to call these elements. They would be accessible. Like a new HRM login page dot anything you can do, right? So that's why we are making those elements protected here. You can see click element, right? We are making protected because otherwise it will call it from that. We don't want that. Okay, so let's save it. And now this base test is related to other tests, right? It is related to orange test, so that's why we are extending that, right? That's why we are extending it, because there is a relationship between the base test. Sometimes people do what they people do will do, they will try to get the driver, call the driver in the main test. Okay, they will do this, create a page actions class, then they will try to extend that page action class, right, in their test or something. So that shouldn't be done, right? In your test you can try to access this get dr variable. You can get using, because you can try to get this, because these are static, right? This is static. Why did we try to do it using the getter? This is the right practice, right? So why this is why we need to get it using a getter. We can give it like if statement, we can like try to control it, this flow, right? Here you can give some if statements. If dr something something, right, is equal to null something something, you can give, you have control over here, right? So that's why we are using the getter and setters and not using. So never use inheritance without any reason. Make sure that there is a relationship between the parent and the child class. Make sure that uh, make sure to use inheritance when most of most of the methods you are using. So here you are using base page, for example. Most of the elements are being used here, right? So that's why we are kind of using it. So I will just remove this one because we don't need it. I was just keeping it for the reference. Okay. So we're using it to move it to base page, so other classes don't have to write code for this. So here we have written code, so other classes don't have to. Base page, there's written code is written, so other classes don't have to write much code. You can see, right? Then what is there? Explicit wait also we added, right, in the base page itself, right? And if you want to like have control, like here explicit wait is also there, right? We had put it explicit wait, so we were hard coding it initially. So what you one way is to how much amount you want to put here, 10 seconds, 12 seconds, 20 seconds, right? So you can put any amount, that doesn't matter, but where do you put it? Either you can put it in system dot like this config dot properties, right? src test resources config dot properties. But why do we not do manual testers want to change this thing? No. So that's why should you put it in there? You can put it in the framework constants, because whatever you put in framework properties file, it's what you want manual testers to control. So here we have private static final, we have declared the explicit way. And guys, remember one more thing is that don't mix implicit wait and explicit wait. They are both in Selenium documentation. It is also written that you shouldn't be. You should either be using implicit wait or explicit wait. In our case, we don't want like to get rid of explicit wait. We can't get rid of explicit wait, so that's why we're getting rid of implicit wait. Right? You can use fixed waits like interruptably, and you can use it with explicit wait. Okay, and see, we have a lot of control as well here in the base page. If we go, uh, you can see that in the element I've string the wait strategy I've mentioned. So for different elements you can mention like whether it is clickable. If it is here, you have declared two methods explicit wait. You want for certain elements you want them to be present, for certain other elements you want them to be clickable. So for example, here for that control, you can what you can do is you can give if, and you can give in the click element you can put in the wait strategy. So for this element, for example here, whatever element you're putting, what do you want it to be clickable or do you want it to be present? So this if else statement you can give. Right, there is some bad thing in it. One thing is that see here in the present here while I'm clicking the profile menu on the home page, I want it to be present. I want it to be present. About to be present. I want it to be clickable. Logout should be clickable only then it should be clicked. Okay, and then framework constants and here you have what other class? Yeah, this one. Not here. Login page. Yeah. So in the login page also we have different strategy. I want enter username to be present, enter password to be present, and login to be clickable. But there's one downside that in this one, spelling should be right. Otherwise, it won't recognize it and it would show error. So this is a catch. So we'll see how we can handle it.